And welcome back to the stage of our first session, Jackie Dryden. I love this. She's the director of marketing at, get this, Savage Brands. Can you imagine striking the power pose? I'm with Savage Brands. Yes. She says there's actually the name of the woman that founded the company. Her last name is actually Savage, so it wasn't just put out there for some silly reasons. I mean, it's actually somebody's name, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, she is leading a purpose revolution in corporate America. Her newly published business book, and this is great too, Get Your Head Out of Your Bottom Line, guides visionary leaders to reconnect with their true strengths through the power of purpose. Jackie is shaking up C-suites with her passion for helping others discover why and what for. Please welcome to the stage, Jackie Dryden.
We crisscrossed there. So when was the last time that you woke up on Monday morning, jumped up and shouted, "Hello world, let me at 'em," eager to hit the ground running with a fire in your belly? No? So do some of you feel a little bit more like this? We interrupt your happiness to bring you Monday. Your regularly scheduled happiness will resume on Friday. Yes, I've had those moments. Or maybe you feel like this. Dear Monday, I want to break up. I'm seeing Tuesday and dreaming of Friday. Sincerely, it's not me, it's you. Poor Monday. I think it gets the short stick. Think about it. We even write songs about how much we dislike the day. Like rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Just another manic Monday. In fact, we dread Mondays so much, we start dreading it the day before. Poor old Sunday is getting scooped up into it. Come on, Sunday, let's be sad. It's going to be Monday tomorrow. Well, what if you could love Mondays forever? Yay, all right. You can when you live your life on purpose. Now, I consider myself fortunate that I know my purpose. In fact, when I was 10, I used to pray that I could be an amazing singer, or maybe, if that didn't work out, a hysterical comedian. But somehow God must have gotten my signals crossed because he gave me the dubious talent of being able to sing funny. So wait a minute, that wasn't what I had in mind. But I didn't discover my true purpose until my 5th decade on this planet. So take heart, it's never too late. You never know where and when your purpose will show up. In fact, when you have it, it gives you this feeling of looking forward to Mondays, knowing you can make a difference in the world. Now, I am one of those crazy people. I run to Monday, I jump up and go, okay, hello Monday, because I know that it's my opportunity to start using my purpose over and over again. And my purpose is to help other people find their purpose. In fact, you heard in the introduction, I delight in helping people figure out their why and their what for. And I do this by asking people some kind of difficult questions. They may look simple on the surface, but I ask them, why are you here? Not here that you paid a ticket to come, but why are you here? What are you supposed to be doing? What is your purpose? And my favorite one, what makes you smile? So I'd like you to think about how you might answer those questions. Because when I ask people these in sessions that I work with them on coming up with their personal purpose, I usually get a lot of blank stares when I ask those questions. Much like some of you are giving me now. What? What am I supposed to be answering to that? But those blank stares let me know that it's not a question that people have thought about. So I have to push a little bit. And I push and I ask it again, and I keep asking it until I get some semblance of an answer. And I usually hear things like this: to be a good spouse. My purpose is to be a good parent, to be a good daughter, to be a good friend. Really? Think about this. If your purpose is dependent on someone else, that places a huge burden on them, and you abdicate your power. I know people who have, families change, things move, and people move around, and things happen. Your purpose stays with you your entire life. So after I get those answers, I continue to push, and I say, all right, then tell me, how did you choose your career? And I hear things like this: my dad thought I should be an attorney. I was always expected to go into the family business. My mom loves my photography, but she said, choose another career because you will never make enough money shooting pictures. Well, I'd like you to suspend your attachment to any one of those answers right now. I want you to let go of those answers and take a little journey with me, a journey to uncovering your purpose. Because you never know where and when your purpose will show up. Whether you're still in college or whether you're well into your career, it could come knocking on your door at any hour of any day in unexpected ways. But in order to get you going on that journey, I'd like to ask you a question. When you were in elementary school and middle school and high school, you had a job. What was it that your parents and teachers pounded into you from the time you were 5 or 6 years old? Do whatever you want? I want to come live at your house. That's where I want to go. No, I didn't hear that. This is what I heard. Make good grades. It seems to be the benchmark that every student should be a straight A student. In fact, I read an article just yesterday saying that it's kind of skewing things. That so many kids have straight A's that we're not really sure what it means anymore. And some people could do that in their sleep. Some kids could never do that in their entire lifetime. Does it make one child more valuable than the other? In fact, those of you who are in your careers out here, how many of you are straight A adults? Yeah? Do everything? Speak 3 languages, a docent at the museum? No. So I think it's a very strange request of all children that that's their benchmark. And then I thought, oh, okay, I get it. I understand why you want to make straight A's. Why? So you can get into college. You see, there's a sequence, and we've learned it. You guys all know this. And why do you need to go to college? So you can get a good job. You guys are good. Taking you on the road with me. And then why is it that you need a good job? So you can make money. How sad is it that money is the end game? That it seems to be the magic bullet? That we have been trained since we were little that this is our sequence? And that there is this mentality that says, once I just get enough of it, once I can just get my hands around enough, I can amass enough, I can get to a position where I have enough, then I'll be happy and I'll go do what I want to do. Does that sound familiar? Well, I think we've been asking the wrong questions. We should be asking, what brings you joy? What lights you up? What are you passionate about? Can you imagine if we started asking children at an early age those 3 questions and continued to ask them what kind of answers you would get and what you would elicit from them? You would find out all kinds of fabulous things. So I'm going to tell you a couple of 3 little quick stories about finding purpose, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about your purpose. And the first one is about, what if you were lucky enough to find purpose very early in life? Do you guys ever know people like this? They've just known it since they were little. Well, our youngest daughter loved to do TV shows, and she was in movies and commercials when she was little. And while pursuing what I thought was her passion, she was cast in an episode of Rescue 911 at the age of 12, where a girl gets run over by a car, her leg gets caught in the engine, and they filmed the accident, they filmed the life flight, they filmed the ER part of it, and the Shriner rehab. And at 12, she sat me down after 10 days of shooting, and she said, "Mom, I know what I want to do with my life." And I thought, egads, pack the bags, we're going to Hollywood. I'm trying to figure out how to sell the house and going through all those gyrations, but she surprised me. She said, "I want to do what those people did for that girl during the worst moments of her life. I want to be an ER doctor." Now, I had the typical parental reaction. I patted her on the head and I said, "That's cute. Next week you'll want to be an interior designer and then an air traffic controller." I didn't pay it much heed. But she never wavered. She had a beeline set on this. Now, fortunately, in our family, we subscribe to this philosophy of parenting here by Harry Truman. I found the best way to give advice to your children is to find out what they want and advise them to do it. So we did not discourage her, we just supported. And each year when she said, "I want to be an ER doctor," we just supported it. Well, to this day, right now, she is an ER physician. And she works in a very busy ER, and she sees traumatic injuries every day. But she told me about 3 weeks ago about a man who was brought into her ER at 3 in the morning. He was a big, burly guy, homeless guy with tattered clothes and this big, scruffy beard. And in addition to his medical problems, he was schizophrenic. So she had run some tests on him, and she came back into his room and said, "Mr. King, we're going to need to keep you here overnight." And she started to write something on his chart, and she said she heard this blubbering and sobbing. And she looked over, and this big man was just bawling, and she said, "Are you okay? Are you hurt?" And he said, "No, I just don't know how to be around people. And the walls scare me. I can't stay indoors, and I don't know how to do this. I don't think I can stay here." So she reached over and grabbed one of his big hands between her two hands, and she looked him in the eye and said, "Mr. King, I've got you. I'm going to be here all night. I'm not going to let anything bad happen, and if you need me, you just call, and I'll be right here for you." She said he stopped crying, pulled her hands up to that scruffy beard of his and kissed the back of her hand, looked her in the eye and said, "Thank you. There is a God." My daughter said that the hair on the back of her neck stood up and a chill ran down her body. She was transported back to being 12 years old and remembering that her purpose was to help people through the most difficult moments of their lives. So pay attention. You never know where and when your purpose will show up. So you've heard me say this word a dozen times so far. Let me tell you a little bit about what purpose is not and what it is according to the way that I look at it. Purpose is not what other people want for you. It's not with quotes what you're supposed to do. It's not something you can earn or go out or buy or purchase or acquire, like great shoes. Although great shoes can be fun, they can make you happy for a little while. Purpose is about your passion. Purpose is about your gift that you want to give to the world. It's something that manifests in your heart, and it bubbles up from inside of you. And when you have it, you can't contain it. It just seeps out of every pore of your body. You heard me say that my purpose is to help you find your purpose. And the sole reason for that is because I know once you do, you become unstoppable. You cannot stop a person who is on purpose. They will railroad and push past everything to get where they're going. So what does purpose look like when you find out that you're already on it? That's kind of a magical thing. I worked with an attorney who was head of a law firm, and she gave me 30 minutes in a coffee shop to help her find her purpose. I said, okay, don't want to get too aggressive, but let's see what we can do. So I asked my typical questions, and she gave me the typical answers. We weren't really going very far, and about 15 minutes into the conversation, she stopped speaking completely, looked down, and totally disengaged with me. So I waited, knowing something was happening. And after about 60 seconds, she looked up with tears in her eyes, and she said, "Oh, wow. I've just figured out why I wanted to be an attorney. I always knew I did, but I never connected it with anything. And as a child, I went through some horrific legal battles with my family that left some terrible scars on me. And I've just now connected that my purpose is to help other people going through challenging legal circumstances and to keep companies and individuals from getting caught in the system." She proceeded to tell me her childhood story of what had happened, and the two of us, for the last few minutes we had, cried there in the coffee shop. Anybody that looked at us, I was going, "She just found her purpose. It's okay. We can cry a little bit." So pay attention, because you never know where and when your purpose will show up. All right, what does it look like when you find out that you're not on purpose? That maybe you're going down one path and you should be going a different way? Well, I worked with a construction company, and I helped the company find their purpose, and each of the individual executives, I took them through a personal purpose session. And about a month after doing this work, I got a phone call in my office, and the executive who had hired me to do the work said, "Jackie, are you sitting down?" That's never a good question. So with a little trepidation, I said, "Yes, what's going on?" And he said, "I just quit my job." "What?" "Oh, wait a minute, what happened? I thought we did all this great work." And he said, "Well, remember how you said once you know what a company's purpose is, and you know your own purpose, you can find out if you're in the right profession with the right company doing the right job. Your words come back to haunt you?" "Yes, I did say that." And he said, "Well, after 15 years in this company and being next in line to take over, through the work that you did with us, I realized this is not where I'm supposed to be. And I quit my job, and I am doing something that I trained for in college and I've wanted to do since I was in my 20s. I'm going to be an architect. And I've acquired a position with a company I admire, and I start my job in 2 weeks, and I am finally excited about Monday and going to work." So pay attention. You never know where and when your purpose will show up. Now you might be saying at this point, "Thanks, Jackie, that's really nice. Thanks for the stories, but I thought you were going to talk about my purpose." And remember, all of you were thinking about, wait a minute, what about me? How do I fit in here? So I'd like to share a little exercise with you, and in my breakout session I have a small poster with a couple of exercises on the back if you want these so you don't have to write anything down. But this particular exercise is called 5 Questions for Finding Your Purpose. And my email is at the end of here as well, so if you miss any of that, you can email me. I will send them to you. Send me your phone number. I'll talk to you on the phone. Whatever you want, my purpose is to help you find yours, and I mean that sincerely. So the first question is, what gets you up in the morning? Other than your alarm clock, or if you have kids, or the sun beaming in, what is it that fires you up in the morning to get up? There has to be something driving you. The second question is, what keeps you up at night? Not the worrying part of your brain, but the dreaming part. What if, and only, and when? When are you the happiest? When are you just so deliriously happy that the world is just humming? What are you doing then? When are you in flow And flow is that time when time stands still itself and you don't notice anything else around you. It seems like it's been 15 minutes and 3 hours has passed. You've been there? What are you doing then? And the final question is, what if you had no excuses? If money wasn't standing your way, if it was not a problem, and you weren't afraid of failing, what would you be doing? That is the key to your purpose. So pay attention. You never know where and when your purpose will show up. Now, I did this work with a friend of mine, and she said, Jackie, this is just so hard. I like so many things. How do I choose? And I said, oh, wait, purpose is not about what you like. It's about what you're compelled to do. It's that thing that if I took it away from you, in fact, when I work with people, I give them this litmus test, I'm going to take it away. And they say, you can't have it. They'll put up their dukes and they'll fight me to the mat for it. That's how you know it's your purpose. And I contend that if you have the courage to go through this work and to answer these questions and to pursue your purpose, you can go from thinking like this: if Mondays were shoes, they'd be Crocs. Poor old Crocs. I actually have a pair. My daughter won't let me wear them. Gardening, Mom, you can wear them gardening. To feeling like this: if Mondays were shoes, they'd be Jimmy Choos. So let me ask you, why are you here? What are you supposed to be doing? What is your purpose? And what makes you smile? And are you ready to join me in loving Mondays forever? Thank you.